In the morning light, I'm chasing dreams, navigating through the office streams. Deadlines looming, emails piling high, wondering if I'm reaching for the sky or just passing by. The world outside, it's a swirling storm, chaos in the streets, a daily norm. But inside my mind, I'm seeking peace, a way to balance, a moment to seize. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Upon meetings, voices in my head, strategies and plans, where do they lead instead? I take a breath, step back to see the bigger picture, what's meant to be. Coaching sessions, a guiding light, helping me focus, setting things right. With every word, a new perspective gained. In the game of life, it's not about the pain. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Quiet moments, I find my voice. In the chaos, I make my choice to lead with kindness, to act with care, to be the change, to show I'm aware. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place.
Well, hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the to the Careers, Chaos, and Coaching. It is Sunday, July 26, 2026, and Melissa Houston and I are very excited to be here with you all today. Hope everyone's having a great day wherever you're at. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, because this topic today, I think, is going to be a really just relevant and useful topic of conversation, because sometimes we forget the things that are in our own backyard. But before we get into the topic, Melissa, how are you doing on this Sunday? How's your couple weeks been?
Listen, guys, it has been quite hot here in the Pacific Northwest until it wasn't. Last night, the winds of change came in and it just got super chilly, and it's rainy and it's beautiful. Also, Felipe, I haven't told you, I have a ton of cool stuff going on. I'm going to a horse farm tomorrow. I have a new client. They are doing horse training and some healing work and some stuff like I can't really get into quite yet, but it's going to be really cool. I get to go spend a few hours with a new client at their farm. You guys, you're saying it's glitching. If it's glitching, please make sure you're jumping over to YouTube. I'm watching it on LinkedIn on my phone, so it is live there. It just doesn't know it's live. Maybe it's a little hungover too. I had a few drinks last night. I was telling Felipe I never drink, guys, and just two. I had food too, and I'm just a little sluggish today. So maybe LinkedIn had a beverage. Maybe they cheersed it up last night.
Well, I just put in the link for the YouTube, so if it's easier for you all to jump over there, feel free to jump over there. And yeah, if Melissa and I are feeling a little glitchy, she's not the only one that had a couple of drinks last night. My wonderful niece, my eldest niece, she and her wonderful boyfriend just moved into their home, and they had us all over for crabs, which if you're an East Coaster, you get how great crabs are, especially Maryland crabs. That's one of the things that we're known for. So we just had a crab feast. And when I say a feast, it's because it takes a long time to eat crabs, but you make a whole event out of it. Like you eat a whole bunch, you take a break, you eat some more, you take a break, you go back, and just have fun with everybody. But we had a long night. It was fun, though, and it was a blast. But I'm looking forward to this conversation. Like I said, I put the YouTube link in there, but I just want to say hello to some people who've already joined us. It's so great to see everyone here so early. So thank you, Lynn, for joining us. Of course, David Pushkin, our LinkedIn radio voice from the UK, is here. Merrill Cass, our master connector. I love it. He's all excited and pumped up about the Chamber of Commerce Day in New Jersey. So check out his. It's not often Merrill does post, but when he does post, it stands out because he definitely is very selective when he chooses to do that. So check it out. And Kenny, it's always great to see you, my friend. He is such a warm-hearted person with a unique vocabulary in a good way, but unique.
And so, he's the guy we blame for starting the show.
Yes, he is the catalyst for us starting the show because he said he liked the way Melissa and I bickered and said that people should see that because it's entertaining for you all.
He even put in a request today to say he can't wait for it. So here we go.
It will come at some point. It's not vicious. It's just Melissa and I have the same goals. We just don't agree on the path to go there. I always give the analogy, she might want to go the country route. I might want to go the city route. It's just a different way.
This guy's the one wearing cowboy boots to the Hilton or whatever. Don't let him
like I'll take the country route. I'm definitely I have no problem being a boy because I like to ride horses.
I was a cab driver, bro. I'm so city.
All right, I'll flip flop. You're the city girl. I'm the country.
See, there you go. We're already fighting for you.
Yes, we are. Yeah. Oh yeah. Anyways, Sean, thank you for joining us as well. It's great to see you here. Rob Unger, thank you for coming from Colorado. Cherry, we missed you at the singing competition. I don't know if you heard about that, Melissa, but Cherry had some challenges. But we did do a singing competition last Thursday. Misha hosted it with Infrared Red, and our friend Nick and I were judges as well. And
I missed it. That's
Well, you can go back and watch the replay. They call me the Simon Cowell because I'm honest about stuff. If I think,
dude, you guys did not call him Simon.
Oh, they did. Well, because everybody else was like, oh, it's a 10, a 10. I'm like, yeah, it was a good 8 for me. And I'll be honest about it. I'll be very honest. This was great. But I gotta tell you, like one guy did great, but he was driving. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't give you a point for driving while you sing because it's unsafe. I just stand on that platform. But anyways, Stephen Ng, our resident literary LinkedIn friend, is here as well. And then who else do we have here that I missed? King Property Dealer International Real Estate is here. Love to know your real name so I can say your real name. And Nick, go ahead.
Sorry, before we get too far in, guys, I want you to think about a question because I know, Felipe, you're going to dive in. But I would love to know when you first networked. What was your first, how old were you and what was the event? Was it a scouts meeting where you had to meet all the troops at an event? Was it a forced work thing? Was it something you opted into on your own with college and friends? What was it? I want to know what the networking is. And then where do you network most often these days? Is it LinkedIn or is there somewhere else you play? I want to know those. Okay, sorry.
That's a great question. I love that you asked that question. All right, so start thinking about that question and share in the chat or come up on stage when we invite you a little bit later. And let's see, we have Leslie Fevick here. Thank you, Leslie, who's our resident women's health and menopause.
Lisa Fevick, Leslie Neidick. We're okay. Felipe, I got you, buddy. We're fine.
Okay, I'm still saying hi to everybody. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, it's okay. You can, but you said it backwards.
Leanna, cool. Thank you. Thank you for coming. It's always great to see you. Glenn's our new friend that we've recently met. Glenn's the unique thing about Glenn. We met him on Sister Saturday Chat, and before that, another show, is that when you see him, you immediately going to say, "Oh, he's a cowboy," and he's got everything in his background, cowboy. And then he starts talking about physics and dark matter. It's just a great, all right, this guy's interesting as crap, and he knows his stuff, and it's just fun to talk to him. So,
and he breaks stereotypes, which I love.
Oh, absolutely.
We shouldn't assume.
And Leslie, great to see you. Great show with Melissa on Friday. And we still need to chat about the challenge of the game show, you all. Don't forget about that. Melissa and I challenged Leslie and Melissa to a game show challenge with
I
Omar.
think Felipe did, and I was like, okay, I'm
Well,
always down for a good game.
you're along for the ride. So you've done
I
some.
am.
And Joe
It's okay.
Perez from Florida is here, and Chris P is here. So two guys who I was on the phone with late one night talking, and way too late. And then let's see here. What else? Anybody else I missed here? No, I think that's it. So it's so great for you all to be here. Thank you all for joining us. Definitely put in the chat, what was your first networking event, like Melissa asked? That's a great question. And I want you to answer first, Melissa, before I share and dive into the topic. But I do want to remind everybody that this is live. So repost the room to your network, because a lot of your network may be different than ours. And we would love for them to have the opportunity to learn from this show today. Our goal is for people to take away real tips that they can apply today to help them networking. I'm not going to lie. I've been talking to my sister about getting out of the house more and networking, even if it's just like volunteering and stuff like that. So we'll dive into some examples like that. But Melissa, what was your first networking event? I'm sorry. Let's do introductions too. My fault.
No, that's perfect. And then I'll dive into that. Okay. So, hey guys, I'm Melissa Houston, cultivator of dreams, motivator of human capital. Go check out the website, documentthenact.com, to learn more about me. But really, I'm a coach. I'm a consultant. I've been in sales my entire career. I started door to door at 13 and have evolved from there. I happen to be a co-author that collaborated in 2 internationally best-selling books. Felipe is right next to me on those back covers, and it's really great to have friends that I wrote with. Our publisher is in the audience, Nick. Check her out. But if you would, just please go subscribe to YouTube. I'm starting to upload more shorts there. I'm really getting focused on my content, and I would love for you to support the journey. Beyond that, I do a coffee chats on Saturday each week. You guys go check out yesterday's show if you missed it. It was really fantastic about operations. But just join me every Saturday at 6 a.m. Pacific time. And then Felipe, you almost made it, the Workplace Wellness Hour. And I'm just going to say, because you said it, I'm going to bring it up. It is one of my favorite shows Felipe's on. And it's one of my favorite shows, even though he's on it. So you should go check that out. Back to you, my friend.
That's only because they're both my favorite shows. So they get them confused sometimes, because I love them both so much. So, but thank you, Melissa. And I definitely check out her website and her YouTube. She does a lot of great content. And we're trying to get some more subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. All right. And for those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Felipe Cofino. I've been an HR exec for 25 plus years. I currently am a senior HR business partner for Granicus, and I am the founder of Cofino Consulting, where I offer services like recruitment, training, auditing, and coaching. I'm also the proud author of a couple of co-authored books with Melissa, but then a proud author of 1, but now 2 children's books of the Backyard Adventure series. And the one thing that I've done is I realized that people are resonating with that. The kids have been asking for the second book, because I teased them. The second book is coming out the first week of August. I actually might move it, Nick, to August 9th, my birthday, just because I still haven't uploaded it. I'm uploading it today again, because we had to do some tweaks after we look at the draft. But the thing that I finally did, which I think applies to this network conversation, is, are you networking in the right places for what you're trying to maybe network about? So is the audience that you want to network, like if you're networking with auto mechanics and you're trying to get into healthcare, you're not networking in the right place. Now, you all know I love LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of my best friends, but is this the best place to network for a children's book? So I do have an Instagram page now that is dedicated to it. And I will say it is full of dad jokes. It is full. Put it this way, when I've shown it to the kids last night that were at that party, they kept on scrolling to see the next one, to the next one. I'm like, all right.
I am a follower of that Instagram page. I'm just going to say it out loud. I am. I love what you're doing there. I just have to give you a shout out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So there's the QR code for Cofino Consulting. Here's the QR code for the YouTube channel. We would love for you to follow that. I do house some of the stuff there for Backyard Adventures, as well as the shows that like Melissa mentioned, this show, Careers Chaos and Coaching, the Workplace Wellness Hour, and Social Saturday Chat, as well as my quarterly one, which is called Future Ready Voices. So check that out. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the show that Roy does, Roy Kowalski, which is Disruptive Leadership, which I am part of that team now on Fridays. But here's the thing. I want you all to remember something. Networking is so important. And sometimes we forget and we overthink the whole concept. And one of the things that, I'm sorry, before I forget, Melissa, I just want you to know, and let's see if I can do this right. You ready, Melissa?
I'm ready. What do you got?
That was not, I thought it was going to be explosion. That was not.
Hey, I was like,
that is way too, okay, I was looking for an explosion, but Leslie and Melissa said they're ready for the challenge.
Ooh,
so,
okay.
Challenge accepted, and so more to come about that. All right. So
now, hold on. Before we go too far, hi to Kevin, who just joined us, and hello to Lynn, who said hi to me for the first time. But I love their answering the question. Can we do that before we dive in?
Yeah. So Kevin, it's great to see you. I missed you. I'm glad you mentioned that. So go ahead and dive into the question. Oh wait, answer your question for.
Yeah. So that is the question, right? So my question that I posed was, when did you first network, and what were you doing? Where were you? And I saw Lynn said that it was probably elementary school, and honestly, that's my answer. If you really want to get down to brass tacks, guys, what I think networking is getting together with like-minded individuals to do something cool, and that was centers. We got to go in groups of 4 typically to build blocks or draw or color or paint or play on the playground, whatever it was, right? There was that time where we commingled, and they taught us how to just sit down with strangers and dive into a task. And so I really love that she answered that. And I really wanted to pose a question, because that is the simplicity of networking. It can be that simple. Everything above that is, leveling up your experience. It's like going from beginner mode on a video game to expert level, and that's your choice, and you can always do so. But it really just comes down to having a conversation with somebody who's in the same room with you. All right, Felipe, what about you?
So it's funny. I was so convinced I knew about my first networking event because it was in college, and I was about to share that. And then I remembered when I was about 12 years old, my parents would have your traditional bring people from the office over for dinner kind of thing, very old school. But my dad also worked with a lot of delegates and ambassadors. So sometimes he would have a delegate from a different country or an ambassador, and they were all like acting all like hyped up about this one visitor. And I'm like, Bobby, what's the big deal? Why are you all freaking out about this? Who are these people? He goes, well, why don't you come down and meet them? I'm like, fine, I'll meet them. He's like, no, I don't want you to just meet them. I want you to understand who they are. So afterwards, I want you to tell me everyone you met and something about them. I'm like, so there were like 15 people there, and they all came in, and here's this 12-year-old, not dressed, like in a suit or anything. I'm just dressed casually, and I'm introducing myself as his son and her son, and I go, so how do you know my dad? I go, where do you work? And they would start sharing things about me, and they started asking me questions. Like, oh, well, what do I go to school, and what's my favorite subject? What do I want to learn? Do I want to go to college? And I realized that was my first introduction to networking. Because it wasn't like I waited for them to come to me. I had to go around to each person and introduce myself, shake their hand, say hello, and then talk to them. So that was my first experience, which I didn't remember until right now.
And I love that, because guys, it is that simple. And I love that your dad prepared you to network effectively, right? First level is say, hi, I'm Felipe. Next level is take something away with you. Learn something in this moment. You can always have a second conversation, right? You can always come back if the moment presents itself after the introduction, circle back in the room. If you miss your opportunity to take something away, I can come back and say, hey, Felipe, something you said was resonating with me. Do you mind if I ask you a quick question about something? And then it opens the door again, right? Tell me what you do for a living. I didn't even ask. And there we are. And so even if you make the mistake, guys, come back, recover. It's an ongoing conversation once you've said hello to somebody. And always just remember that unless they said no, handed you a restraining order, absolutely slam the door in your face, you can still circle back. And so let's have some fun with this today. If you guys have some fun tips, I would love to hear it from you guys too. But Felipe, do you have some fives for us?
I do. and one thing I will say is that I want to make sure everyone understood. I didn't ask everybody, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm like, where do you work? Like, I was a 12-year-old kid. I was just asking like straightforward questions. I wasn't overly professional, so I don't want you thinking I was like some well-groomed. No, I was.
No, and I love that. That's perfect.
So, all right. So, real quick, just as a reminder, this topic is about the whole concept of networking and making sure that when we're networking, that we realize it is a competitive advantage. The bottom line is, I don't want people to think that, oh, people get jobs because of who they know. Well, yes, it is because of who they know, but it's not because they were handed to them on a golden platter. There might be those trifling people there that, yes, get, have all that nepotism happening. But there's just as many, if not more people getting opportunities because they went out there and they talked to people. They got their face out there. They were remembered and thought of when they needed that skill. So I just want to remind people, it's up to you to get yourself out there to be seen and heard so that you can be that person that got a job because you knew somebody or you met somebody, because that is one of the, if not becoming the most effective way of getting a job nowadays. It shouldn't be, but it really is. All right. So think about this as I go through Felipe's 5, because they're going to be kind of quick. Is that I want you to realize that the most overrated strategy really isn't online. Overlooked strategy isn't online. It is in person. And we talked about that. But when I say your community, I want you to think your neighborhood, your backyard, your the volunteer fire department. I want you to think about the local library. I want you to think about the farmers markets. I want you to think about the things that you typically aren't thinking about that are in your own backyard. Keep those in mind as we share these things. All right. So here I do have 2 Felipe 5 screenshots. So only 2 screenshots. But the first one is the 5 C's of local networking. All right. So Melissa, here are the 5 C's. And the first one I just talked about, connect, meet new people in the community you're at, put yourself out there. But 2, contribute. Talk about volunteering. You want to volunteer at the fire department? They're always looking for volunteers. You want to volunteer at the local library? They love volunteers there. Or I'm sure there are local charities out there that could benefit from you. Or collaborate is number 3. Find ways of working together. If you are a big park cleanup person and you're at this park in your neighborhood and somebody else is complaining about how dirty the park is, say, hey, do you want to try to get a group of people together and just clean up the park because it's our neighborhood park? You'd be surprised at how many people are like, oh, I don't want to do it by myself, but if you're doing it, I will help out and pitch in. But you've got to sometimes be the person that asks that question. Also, here's an important one. This requires you to take yourself out of the equation and celebrate other people. I don't want you to ever stop celebrating yourself. Don't misunderstand me. Always celebrate yourself. But you got to celebrate other people just as much, if not more, than yourself. You got to be out there promoting others' success. So when someone's out there doing their grand opening in your neighborhood or in your town, even if you don't know them, even if you're not necessarily going to eat there all the time, go support them. If you're on LinkedIn, take pictures of it, tag them, let them know, hey, grand opening, check it out. Let's support our local small businesses. That can be your pitch if you don't want to eat there or shop there. You can still support them, but cheer them on. I mean, if you're starting a business, I'm sure you'd be asking everybody, hey, support my business or support my book or support my new venture, whatever it is. So celebrate other people. That's going to make you stand out. And guess what? They're more likely to celebrate you. And then 5, continue and make sure that you're doing this as a follow-up. Stay in touch with people consistently, nurture that relationship, make sure that you're staying in touch with them. Even if it's just once a month, that's better than nothing. And so those are the 5 that I wanted to highlight as far as the 5 C's of local networking. I am going to type into the 5 places you've missed.
Wait, before we go.
Yeah, before that,
Yeah. So leave this up here because I gotta say, guys, as he's going, no, go back.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you. I knew you were gonna give sticky fingers. All right. So obviously, love all of these. The biggest thing I want to tell you is I'm actively doing this, and I can't read it if you keep moving it around. Please make it bigger because I don't have my glasses on.
Oh my God!
Stop helping, please, while I'm doing my part. I can't see it with the chat open. I really can't.
Oh, you're so high maintenance. Sorry, fine. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Chat. There you go. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Please mute. It's my turn.
All right.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm just blind without glasses, and I didn't think I'd need them today. So here's where I'm at. I love this because I'm actively doing this personally. I wanted to just say Citizen now is something local to me. I don't know if you guys have one, but maybe you can look for something local to you. What it is a group of volunteers here in the community I've just joined. They're coming to our monthly networking event, which is us collaborating on site at Slice, who I've been working with for events, to give back. At first, it started as like a come network, share your business. We'll have rotating guests, very comparable to what we're doing here on LinkedIn. But then we're going to do the give for an hour where we're giving back to the community with this mindset. And then we're going to do a get where you get some food, some drinks, and knowledge from somebody who's part of the group. It's very simple to start something like this for yourself. The only reason I explained what I'm doing is because it doesn't take long for you to say, hey, I have 5 LinkedIn friends that I could collaborate with. We have a local restaurant willing to serve a few hors d'oeuvres just to get the foot traffic in the building, and start your own. If somebody's already participating, like Google's such a great tool, but you can go to AI and say, hey, AI, this is my zip code. I want to give back. Who is the most active in my community giving back? They're going to find those people who are active on social and giving back in big numbers and have a lot of coverage because that's what it's searching for. So when you're searching for this stuff, I think it's great. But then keep going back. You cannot network once and expect everybody to remember you. It took Felipe and I 3 years to get to this level of productivity in the comment section today. Collaboration in the, Melissa and Leslie want to do a collaboration show. The books, Nick is working on this constantly. It took years to develop these tools, the network, but it was worth it, right? And if you keep tapping into it, the opportunities grow. And so just don't stop is what I would say. Felipe, back to you.
Oh, I thought you start singing Don't Stop. All right. So
believing.
Yeah.
Hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So and I love that, I want everyone to realize Melissa and I, we collaborate a lot. But one of the things that we don't always collaborate is about what we're going to share in the show about the topic. And it's because we always tend to be on the same page. And what I love was, I showed these 5 things and then Melissa just so perfectly displayed how she uses every single one currently. And she is so active in her local community between Slice and her primary work at the shop. And so that's the beauty of this, is that this stuff works because we use it. We're not just spewing crap to you all. We are telling you this has helped us.
We definitely take our own medicine, as our friend Aaron Gibson would say. Yep.
Yeah, we test this.
Or eat our own dog food. Yeah.
Because our reputation would be mud if we shared stuff that doesn't work. And let me just tell you, if you question anything, after I found out that my son fact-checked me for 15 years with Google, I'm like, well, crap, now I need to fact check myself before I say anything to him. And now it's become a normal part of my mindset. So kudos to my son for making me more thorough. All right. Now, real quick, before we invite people up, I want to share this. Here are 5 places that people don't always think about. Now, we talked about some of these. And what I love about the first one is Merrill Cass is doing that literally today in New Jersey, and he literally put it in the comments, was your local Chamber of Commerce. And he is pumped up about it because they're doing all these exciting new things. But that is something that, don't be intimidated by the title, your local Chamber of Commerce. It's a bunch of regular people like you and me sitting around the table trying to figure crap out. That's all it really
Oh my
is.
gosh. I have to just say, guys, it's a paid membership. It's paid. It's like a gym membership. It doesn't mean you're fit because you're there. No offense to the people going, you're a step closer, but you're not super successful just because you're in the chamber. You're looking to network. You're open to meeting people. And when I learned that early in my career, staffing blew up for me in small town Nebraska. That was actually my first professional networking was that. And so I love the chamber. Just had to say that out loud.
And now here's the thing. There are multiple chambers. This one says you're local. Now there's your state chamber, but I joined the Maryland Hispanic Chamber of Commerce because I wanted to support the local Hispanic community. So you really can zero in on a specific area. All right, nonprofits. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is the low-hanging fruit, you all. You do not need to look far to find nonprofits. They are waiting and begging for help 24/7, 365 days a year. So volunteer your time. Find a nonprofit that resonates with you. I guarantee you, whether it's about an illness, whether it's about food insecurity, whether it's about just
blood drives.
There's
a shortage.
Book
happening.
drives.
You could open up your parking lot. It could be as simple as, hey guys, bring your blood drive van down. We'll open up the grill and put some hot dogs on. And guys, you could do this. I do a community event and feed 125 people for a couple $100.
There
You
go.
can do this and just have your space be the thing you're sharing. You don't even have to host it. You got to think big.
And so don't forget about them. They're so important. All right. Number 3, your local coffee shops and restaurants. All right. It's no secret that I am a Starbucks nut. We know that me and Melissa talk about Starbucks a lot. But here's the thing. I have like 5 Starbucks in spitting distance from my house. Okay, that's a little exaggerated, but you know what I mean. There's a lot. But there's one specific one that I go to because you know what? They make me feel like Norm from Cheers. And if you don't know what that means is when I walk in there, they're like, Felipe, how are you, Felipe? How's Copper? They know me. And even if there's a new employee, they learned about me from the other employees, and I used to go there daily when I was like 5 years ago. I go there like maybe once or twice a week now, and they still remember me. And I go to that one specifically because of that relationship. Now, what that has done is when I'm sitting there hanging out, waiting for my coffee or drinking my coffee outside, I meet people and people are like, oh, I see you all here all the time. You know, we start chatting. What do you do? And next thing you know, we're connected on LinkedIn. We're chatting. There's this guy who's a local guy who I support his business because we're always there. And he's like, hey, you know, can you invite some people here to this event for me? I'm like, they're local. I'm like, sure. And so that grew into later on, he needed a job in real estate and mortgaging. I had a job in banks and mortgaging. I hired him because I knew of him. I knew the work. I knew he was consistent. And he worked at the bank for a few years. We both left bank, still friends. But that's just an example of how a networking that was, hey, you're at the coffee shop a lot, so am I. What do you do? Conversation turned into a job offer. All right.
Felipe, I just got to say, the farm I'm going to, that was a referral from somebody at my motorcycle shop who has seen what I do when I'm not there and watched it grow and said, hey, I know a lady who can help you too. I go to her events all the time. And it was just word of mouth because somebody had known me in a non-pitch fashion. Right. And so just remember that, guys, you don't have to walk around being a talking business card. It can be as simple as asking, like, Leslie, I'm going to call her out. We were talking about her and the small dough cereals she likes. She really gets into those. She was on her show talking about it. Go find that episode. But I was at Costco and I saw a pack of them and I sent her a picture and I was like, I'm thinking of you. It made me think of you or whatever it was, right? It had nothing to do with selling. It had nothing to do with talking to her about the event we're supposed to do. It had nothing to do with anything except I remember you said you like cereal. Here's this. Then we continued the conversation. It can be that simple, guys. That simple. Just make people feel seen and let them know you do see them and you hear them. And it's amazing what happens.
And I do want to say hello. I think I forgot to say hello to Leslie earlier, but Leslie, she's another example of this next one, community events and festivals. Now, we're talking about in person, you all, but Leslie gives a great example of how she supported the community on LinkedIn. She puts out a weekly, I call it the LinkedIn TV guide, but it's a LinkedIn guide to live events and podcasts of people on LinkedIn community. She does not have to do that. No one asked her to do that. She just did that on her own.
And I was the first one to call it the LinkedIn TV guide copycat. She
Oh
can
my
confirm.
gosh! You know what? Get over it, Cindy Brady. Come
Ha
on
ha
back.
ha.
Oh, Marsha.
Well,
Anyways,
I mean, you said you call it that. I just
I
had to
I just said
clarify. You know,
I didn't
it's
say
cute.
I
You
invented
copy.
it first. I just said I
Okay.
call it that.
No, but hi, Leslie. But yes, no, you guys, these are the things that we're
I'm still
talking about.
talking.
Do it. Do it. There
Anyway,
you go, Kenny. I know
Kenny,
you
I
were
hope you're
getting
happy
bored.
about this. Yeah, really. This is all for Kenny. All right. So, but Leslie has done it so wonderfully because she did it from her own choice. And what that resulted in was her being so well known and connected in the community, her being someone who is so knowledgeable what's happening in the community, and people go to her. So imagine if you did that at local community events and festivals. What if you sat there and said, "Hey, you know what? Do you mind if I promote your business here on my LinkedIn page because I love what you're all doing, or on my Instagram page if they like you have one better." But those small little, "Hey, do you mind if I do this for you or promote you, or do you mind if I tag you?" They appreciate that so much. And if you start doing things to, like, say you've gone to this event 2 years in a row and you think it's awesome, but not enough people know about it, and all of a sudden you're starting to promote it for other people, that owner, that event organizer is going to start reaching out to you more and building that relationship and appreciating you. And that is where all of a sudden someone's like, "Hey, you're really good at promoting stuff, so we got a job that we need someone to help us with PR. Would you mind helping us?" Which is almost, I want to say, a little bit of how you got the gig at Slice. Is that from your reputation, right, Melissa?
Oh, I walked in and told him he had to hire me. But
Oh, okay. Sorry.
if I'm being honest, but it does not hurt to be able to turn my phone around and say, so this is what I do when I'm not at the motorcycle shop. This is who I am. These are some of my recommendations. You know, when they have no idea who you are, it very quickly can dissolve some of the barriers between you to just show them that first page of your LinkedIn profile. It's that Pokemon card or baseball card experience. And when they read the headline of best selling, cultivator of dreams, all of the fun stuff, operations, they're like, wow, okay, that's a lot. And then they're still kind of like, so tell me more, because it's just enough to get them curious. Something else I just want to say is we're running a little short on time if we're ending right at 9. Are you in a rush today, Felipe? I'm not, but I just didn't want to speak
I have
on
a
your...
little time to go over. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you guys, if you want to come up, please do. I don't want to do that. But festivals, this is something I want to do together at some point. I would love to do a retreat in Washington. Bellingham is a gorgeous place. I have been a lot of places, and I would just love to do that here, get an Airbnb and kind of do some retreats. So we might have to talk to our friends about doing that and then get an invite out.
That would be cool. Or Washington, D.C.
Well, I do want to come to DC at some point, but I really
keep on
want
saying
to.
that, Houston. But
I know, but listen, here's the thing, Felipe. Until you guys figure out life over there, and I'm not going to the East Coast.
We're not a different country, Houston.
Okay, but hear what I'm saying. You got people on your side of the country that I don't want to even be on that side of the country with right now, because there's trouble in China and everywhere or whatever. I don't know. I was thinking
By
about
the
the
way,
movie.
DC is the most political area in the country.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
Just stop talking for a minute. But it is not a MAGA heavy or even Republican heavy area, is my point. So you don't.
I know.
No, so walking down the street, it's more about museums.
But here's where my brain is. If I'm doing a retreat, I'm not going to be in a busy place for that. I want to slow them down to speed them up. So what I hear is, yes, one day, but where my brain is, it's the opposite of what you're selling me.
All right. So, well, stop talking for a second and listen to me. What I'm trying to say is that the city is great, but I don't live in the city. I live out in the suburbs. And within 20 minutes, we have farmland, we have vineyards, we have great places for retreats too. That's all I wanted to say. All right, let's real quick. I put in the chat the link to join us on stage. Let's get to number 5 real quick, Houston. Is, I think, that, again, low-hanging fruit, professional associations and alumni groups. Now, here's the thing that you might not have been, high school may not, or college may not have been your favorite time. You may not have had a lot of friends, but you're still an alumni there. You can still go back and attend those groups and connect with people that are more mature now and actually are professionals, not kids. But professional associations, there are a lot of HR associations. I'm in HR. You know, if you're in retail, if you're in banking, if you're in nonprofits. There are associations all over the place. I'll be honest. I just in the past few years realized I'm bad about joining associations in my neighborhood. I was always joining associations near my work. And when I left that work, I kind of left the association in that city because I wasn't working there anymore. Why am I not doing the same thing in my own backyard with associations where I can maintain those relationships regardless of where I work? And that's where I want people to realize is that this is putting the onus of responsibility on you. We are always talking about what employers can do better, what leaders can do better, what companies can do better. This is what we can do better. So I want you all to take screenshots of this. I want you all to think about, and do me a favor, just write down 5 things. What's a local chamber in your area that you might want to visit? What's one nonprofit? What's one coffee shop? What's one community event? And what's one professional association? And I want you to research those 5 things. And you know what I'd love is for you to come back and put it in the chat or come back next week with it. I'd like for you to put in the chat so it stays relevant to the topic at hand. But Houston, what are your thoughts? And I did put the link up there for you to join us on stage. So feel free to join us. And we already have one person. But definitely come up and let us know your thoughts. And it's great to see also Marcia Lee's in the house. It's great to see Marcia. Thank you for joining us. And Nick, great to see you there. And I think that's it. Okay, so Melissa, thoughts?
I mean, I love alumni groups. I have 1,400 friends from my hometown in a group for this purpose. We started with a conversation about, hey, do you remember this one security guard, which led to teachers, which led to, do you remember that weekend? And I woke up the next day and I had almost, it's ironic, but like 1,200, 1,400 comments on it. And it said, you're about to go viral. And I was like, no, the heck I'm not. The 90s are not going to live on the internet for no reason at all. And I made it a private group and it just kept growing. But when I tap in for help, if I need to hire somebody, if somebody has a job available at their work, they share it because it's really nice to say, hey, I've known this person for 30 years. I can speak to who they are. We should hire them. And we play in there, guys. I share the PBS. I share, 90s memorabilia. I share 80s toys and all of these stupid reels of, people my age making fun of their children and just how they're bringing all of our stuff back, feeling like it's new, which I remember my parent doing to me when I was that age. And so it doesn't have to be high level stuff to necessarily network, but I think to be productive, to have an outcome, you do have to strategize a little bit. And I think when you use this time, you should use it wisely. And so I love that Felipe said, try to do one of each of these things. I think giving back is easy. There's a lot of ways you can do that. But really, the other thing is, guys, it's so hard to find good humans, right? Do you agree? Just say agree in the comments if you agree. Sometimes it's really hard to meet good people with good intentions because there are scammers, because there are fake job ads, because there are links that could, steal your identity. When you get them in person, Becky is Becky, Bob is Bob, Felipe is Felipe, and Copper is Copper because he's at your coffee shop. You've seen him. It's not AI. And what he talks about is coming out of his mouth. It's not coming out of ChatGPT, right? And so there's so much more value when you can tell who the person is. On top of it, if you're at a nonprofit giving back, all the people around you have the same heart you do. They're there for no reason. Just like now, we're not paid to be here, guys. Felipe and I are giving back. The people who host their own shows are giving back. You can do that, but why not do it with a homeless shelter? Why not do it with a food bank who might need some operations? Like one of my dreams, and maybe you guys know somebody, and this is my call to action for myself right now. If you know somebody who runs a food bank or who feeds the homeless or who serves mass amounts of people on a very stringent budget, have them reach out to me. I do miracles with small amounts of money and large groups. I would love to help with recipes for those pantry staples that are given at a food bank to maybe get exciting by the time they get home. There's a lot of creativity that's lacking out there because when you're in survival mode, you don't think creatively, right? It becomes very black and white in your world and the color disappears. And so if we can bring color back, guys, show up with your friends who have markers, it can be a lot of fun. What do you think, Felipe?
No, absolutely. I think that's where we have a lot of opportunities to do things like that. And it's again, picking up what's right for you. And I think that's the important thing to remember at the end of the day. Before I forget, I do want to say hello to Melissa Cohen, who's in the house. So, Melissa and Leslie, so thank you so much for joining us here. And I also saw Misha, who hosted the singing event. Misha, thank you for joining us as well. And I think I said hi to Jeremy for joining us. So, all right, now we do have two people on stage. And so let's get to our wonderful guests here. All right. So, Joe and Marcia. All right. So, Joe, tell us your thoughts on either your first networking event or a tip or a question. Over to you, my friend.
Well, good morning. What's left of it from Tampa. For one, thank you for having me. Actually, yeah, I'd step up because the fact that my experiences started way back in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I was born and raised. It was actually pre-90s. It was 89 after I returned back from Mexico City in person. Internet didn't exist yet, at least not for me. And the in-person direction was downtown Cincinnati. Bit overwhelming. Took a stab at it. I wasn't even really well prepared, but shook a lot of hands. There was an ad, I believe, in one of the local papers regarding business interactions, and I was looking just for a job or for work, even though I was also a student. That was the interesting side. Now, fast forward to 21st century, this year, or last many years since I started actually with LinkedIn back in 2005. It was more for job hunting then, but now it's become more heavily engaged in networking in the past 3 years. And that's been beneficial to its own extent. But it's not the only platform, but it's my principal platform. So even in this year, I'm doing it a lot more engaging aggressively. I would actually think, because you mentioned it earlier, Felipe, even reaching out to Hispanic communities or chambers of commerce, which is actually not a bad idea. I thought about it myself in order to expand in my Spanish language, plus keep practicing. Whereas I actually put my money where my mouth is regarding being bilingual. That's just another thought that came to my mind. I did drop in there regarding BioLife. I don't know if anybody read it, but that's another good place to actually also give back, because I understood that one donation of plasma saves 2 lives. And BioLife is actually across the country. It's free registration. There will be a physical being given. And after that physical is successful and good, that you get a green light or thumbs up, you can do donations twice a week. Obviously, there's got to be a spread for recovery of hydration and so forth, but it's also meeting a lot of new people that way, which I found to be quite beneficial. It's another way of giving back aside from getting blood. But that's actually been my experience, even though I've been nearly 6 decades on this planet, but I've learned so much from it.
No, I love that you shared that. And I think that, that blood donation is such a great thing. I used to do it yearly. And then I started getting all these phone calls from the American Red Cross. And I was like, I just donated blood. I can't donate blood for like another few months, whatever. And then I found out when I answered the call is that I had good platelets.
Nice.
Platelets, apparently it takes like 4 hours longer and all this stuff. But it's like the plasma is such a valuable thing to be able to donate to save a life. And so if you're not okay with needles, don't do it. Now, I will say that I don't know what the doctors say. There's nothing wrong with me, thank God. But it usually takes about 7 to 8 minutes is normal to fill up a bag of blood when you're donating blood.
It takes longer. Yes.
I always tell them, I go, don't leave. They're like, why? I go, I will fill this bag up in 3 to 4 minutes. Like, no, you won't. I'm like, yes, I will. Please believe me, it happens every time. And sure enough, they're like, oh my God, like, all right, stop it. And like, thank you. It's like, so, but it is, for me, I don't have a problem with it. It's easy for me. If it's not easy for you, find another way to volunteer. But I love that example, Joe. Melissa, thoughts? And please introduce our next wonderful guests after you share your thoughts.
Thank you. Honestly, I love this show because again, being on the ground with Sliced, we are working with the blood drive. That's why I mentioned it a little bit earlier, is because we're going to feed them. There is a local business, Cosmic Games. They host Dungeons and Dragons events and all of these really cool, nerdy things that all the cool kids do. And they're moving into a huge space. And so we're going to collaborate with them and do a blood drive when it happens. And we're going to feed everybody who's coming out, because you shouldn't go in with a full tummy to donate, is what I've been told. And so after, you're hungry, and we're going to just take care of that. Guys, we're not donating the blood. We're not handling the gloves. We're not even partaking in the card games, but we're going to just feed people who are. And that's the give back, right? And so you can get strategic about how you help. You can donate the napkins to the company who's doing the free food. You can bring the bottled water. You could do whatever it is. But I just love this idea, and being strategic about it will allow everybody to help. And we all don't need to bring the same thing to Thanksgiving or whatever gathering it is, right? And so everybody should bring their own dish or their own offer to make it work. Thank you so much for joining, Joe. It's nice to meet you. Marcia, welcome to the stage. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, ma'am and sir? Felipe.
I've missed you. I love your energy, and I know you're doing big things. I got to go stalk you a bit. I've been off LinkedIn. I haven't.
Well,
had
don't be
time.
stalking me.
But
don't be stalking me. So this is what I've been doing. Speaking of that, speaking of networking and all of that. So I'm back podcasting on my platforms. Cut the BS, your health, your choice. So I'll drop a link later on for my latest episode, which was fabulous. Yes, let me clap it out for myself because it was fabulous. So Felipe, Melissa, great topic today. I have my list. I do go to some of the commerce meetings because I'm trying to get my cheap job to pay for it. So you know what? I pull up at the meetings because I like the Chamber of Commerce. I know a couple of people. I always meet people I know. Then I always meet new people. Felipe, I do go to Zeke's Coffee, which puts. I'm not gonna be current my competitors, but I go to Zeke's Coffee. Zeke, Zekes, near my house. Fabulous, the best coffee in DC. And like you said, I know I go there a couple of times a week. All of them know me. All of them know what I like. I do plain coffee, oatmeal, period. That's it. I love that. And events, Felipe, I'm out in the community all the time. If not for my job, a lot of times for my own personal self. And this is how I get to meet people. And as you know, I'm not an introvert. I don't have a problem with going up to people. And I know a lot of people do, and that's okay. But sometimes I just tell people just go up and say hi. I say, hi, my name is Marcia, and you are? And that's it. I think sometimes people overthink how they introduce themselves. And I don't think it should be about that all the time. I think better things come when it's organic. So that's my whole opinion. I do volunteer, Felipe, at a nonprofit every single Sunday. Yes, I do. The majority of Sundays from 2 to 4:30. I do volunteer at a community garden because I love it. It brings me joy. Brings me joy that I'm bringing the community joy. 100%. That's what I've been doing for over about a year and a half. So I do that. I do try to go to a lot of my events, but they don't really do them in person anymore. And I hate online events. I like to be outside. In this area, I need to be outside. So I go to a lot of in-person events. It's just really what it is, and I belong to a couple of boards and committees because I've been outside. People have asked me to be on. So I'm really enjoying doing that because it's about health and well-being, which that's my passion. So I'm definitely doing things where I can grow and be better. And I spend a lot of times with they call me auntie in the community. So I spend a lot of time with my nieces and nephews. And trust me, I don't post a lot on on LinkedIn, but I do a lot on my other sites. Baby, almost every week they got something going on. I'm at somebody's event, their art opening, their grand opening, or just they opening their events. And because I love them so much, and they bring me so much joy, and they bring me what I need at this time in my life. So let me stop. Thank you, everybody.
I love everything you said, and the only thing I can rebuttal or add to before I hand it to Felipe is I would love to hear how you host your own in-person event at Zeke's Coffee or something. Just like invite Zeke's to be the coffee at the event, because that's what I hear is an opportunity for you to let some of your cool friends come in and try it and then do something. I don't know. You give back so much. It might be a great place to have a
Oh, you
board
know what,
meeting.
Melissa? It's funny that you said that because I did write that down. For my birthday, September 27th, that weekend, I'm going to do like a birthday walk because I'm not into really like celebrating birthdays and stuff like that. So I do a big birthday every 10 years. But long story short, I just want to do something different. Just have, a couple of my OGs because all they do is stay in the house and they need to be outside. So I'm working on trying to get a partnership with Zenjoy. Daniel Osborne, he's a colleague of mine. I met him at a function. So he's doing my podcast episode tomorrow. I'm so excited. And I'm trying to work with him on some things from as far as my podcast. And he's gonna donate some beverages to my party. So I'm so excited. Good idea though. Thanks, my friend.
I love that. And happy birthday. I'm a September birthday too. So is my daughter. And so happy birthday if I don't catch you then.
Thank you.
Felipe, did you want to add anything
Oh,
to what she said?
absolutely. Because two things about Marcia, and which is I'm so glad you came up here. It's always wonderful to see you. One is that I am constantly hearing Marcia's voice in my home. It's always on TV when she's on the amazing commercial for our local NBC station, and she's there with Tony and Millette, who are been on that station broadcasting for years, decades, and it's just so fun to see her there. But every time I'm like, wait, is there a LinkedIn Live going on? I hear Marcia's voice, and I'm like, oh no, it's a TV. So I just think it's hysterical that I hear your voice, and I always know it's like if you're in a grocery store and you recognize someone's voice, like, oh wait, my friend's here. I don't know what aisle, but they're here. That's what it feels like. But the other thing that Marcia did was she displayed the power of yes. We all talk about the power of no and how to keep your boundaries and all that. But I think when people go too far, they forget about the power of yes. Saying yes to things. When people ask you, hey, do you want to help volunteer? Do you want to come to this event? Do you want to join us for this? Say yes to those things. I know sometimes your anxiety rises. I feel it too. And every time I will do this every time. I get excited, I say yes, and then I start getting anxious the closer we get to it. But here's the thing I always remember. Two things. One, anxiety and excitement are the same freaking feeling. And I just need to start thinking, well, what if things happen at this event? What if I met someone that got me a job? What if I met someone that wanted to hire me? What if I met someone that wanted to promote me? Whatever. Those are the things that change that. But the other thing is every time I went to the event, every time, I was so happy I went. So happy. It's that same feeling you get when you go to the gym and you're like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out. I don't want to work out. And you go to the gym or even at your home. And then after you work out, you're like, I'm so glad I did that. I feel great that I did that. I may be tired, but I feel great and accomplished. It's that feeling. So don't let fear stop you from saying yes. And Marcia, God bless you for just being you. I can't wait for us. And I'm going to check out Zeke's coffee shop because I love other coffee shops besides Starbucks. What I don't like is that the good coffee shops will give me a large cappuccino that's a smaller cup than Starbucks for $2 more. I'm like, okay, hold up. I want to support local businesses, but you're not going to sit there and charge me more for a smaller cup. No. All right.
Thank you again, everybody. I appreciate y'all. So anyway, next.
Well, thank you, Marcia. Go ahead, Melissa.
Just so you know, I brew my own coffee, so sorry.
I gotta say, I have so much to say about coffee because I'm married to a barista, right? He has been working for one of the large organizations for a very long time. But they're not my favorite. Locally, it's Woods Coffee. They do a great coffee. And honestly, it was Aaron Gibson who got me back onto just a straight cup of black coffee, 2 creams, double sugar, or double cream, 2 sugars, or whatever he says. It's so good. And he brings it when he visits from Canada. So I'm just grateful. Felipe, it has been a great time. The comments kind of blew up, and guys, I appreciate you bringing it back in. I really like that we got back to focused. We don't always agree, but I like to bicker about the topic on the show, and it's a lot. And here's the other thing about networking, and I think this is a perfect time to warn. If you are in a room having a conversation where it doesn't feel like the alignment's there, you could say, it was a pleasure to meet you. Have a nice day. And you leave. You don't have to stay. And so really what Felipe had encouraged, having those 5 things, pick 5, and then pick a different 5 the following week. You can come back to your favorite, but maybe you try a few weeks, like a month of just beta testing your local organizations. Maybe you visit the same place, but you do it every other week because there's a shift in the humans who are there and you get a different experience. I always encourage my kids to try something 3 times before they decided it wasn't for them. I love chocolate cake, but in the summertime in Arizona at 120 degrees, you don't run in being hot and sweaty, thirsty, dehydrated, wanting sweets. You just don't. And so I didn't want chocolate cake that day. That doesn't mean I don't like it later. Maybe the next time grandma forgot the baking soda or the sugar in her recipe because bless her heart, she tried. Doesn't mean I don't like cake. It just means I had a bad experience with the cake. And the first one was probably great, but I wasn't in the mood. So that 3rd time should really give me a good assessment because I'm going to make sure it's the time to get the perfect cake, right? Do that with your networking. If it doesn't work there, try something new. Felipe, this has been fun. What do you think?
I love this, and I want to continue this conversation. And I also want to give another kudos to Marcia in hopes that it motivates all of y'all listening. Is Marcia's one for years that she's attended this show, even the Workplace Wellness Hour. She's one of the few people that would come back and share when she tried something. When we said, try this, she would try things in her workplace. Even if she got resistance, she still tried. She tried things for herself. She came back. Melissa and I talked about watching each other grow, seeing people like Marcia grow in her life and shine. That's the excitement that we want to hear about. So I hope that you all take Marcia's example. And if any of this resonates with you and you're trying to up your networking game, take our advice seriously and take those 5 things and do what we ask and come back and report back. We would love to hear you report back because you doing that is helping you move forward and might encourage someone else to move forward. Because I know that Marcia has inspired a lot of people to move forward because of her own actions, not just what she said. And Christy and Jay, great to see you here both. And Jay, you're right. Birthdays are meant for engagement. And that's why I have decided that we are still going to have Careers, Chaos, and Coaching in 2 weeks on my birthday.
On his birthday, he's going to be old.
I'm already old. So, but my kids remind
I love
that. My kids are both engaged. So just the fact that they're engaged and I'm just that closer to being a grandpa.
I am a grandmother 4 times over. I talk a lot of crap, but I feel it in my
we're
bones.
children at heart. Shut up.
I am, for sure. Got my crayons. Felipe sent me my last batch. Well, no, that's not true. I just replenished.
Okay. I didn't send you any crayons. I sent you glitter crayons.
Mercy.
Oh, he did. They were
applause.
Also, where
man.
is my
parade for you doing that?
Felipe, where's the signed copy of your book?
Oh yeah.
That's what you have.
Yeah, where's my plant? You offered that before. Let's play the game, Houston. Come on.
Listen, does your book have to breathe in the mail? Do you need to think about how you're going to send it to me?
No, but at least I've thought about it.
Who promised the book before the plant?
You promised the plant like 2 years ago.
We'll come get it.
It's a tree now.
At the retreat. Oh, actually, I have a forest, Joe. It started with one plant, the spider plant. I was babysitting for.
I was making a pun, and boy, you told me like I got forest. What the?
No, I have probably 400 spider plants in my window right now.
Yeah. It's a
lot of watering.
And Felipe can't have any until I get my book.
You can't have my book until I get some. So there, how about that?
Touche. I'll let you guys do that offline.
I'm remembering your blue.
It's okay. I'm just going to take your glitter crayon and write your name with my fist, and it'll be close enough.
So listen, real quick. So some self promotions, and Joe, with all due respect, mute your mic for a second. You're always talking shit about this. Check out Melissa's website if you have not checked it. Document and Act. Scan this QR code, okay? And then also check out her YouTube. She deserves some more followers. Give her some more followers. She has some great content there, and so it's a chance to learn more about Melissa and the great work she does, including her Saturday shows that she does every Saturday. And then if you want, or anyone you know wants to hire me for consulting, I'm available for that, for career coaching, executive coaching, recruitment, auditing, and training. And please do me a favor, follow my YouTube page too. That's where I house everything. I am going to create a separate YouTube page for the Backyard Adventures books, but I did put in the link a link to the Instagram page that I just created for Backyard Adventures. I appreciate your support of that, as Brady's book is going to probably be launched on my birthday, I think, at this point. We're trying to do it for August 4th, but I think I might push it back to my birthday. And so I hope that you all join us for that. And in case, shameless plug, you want a copy of an easy QR code from Miranda and Max, the first book, go ahead and scan that. Because when you go to the Instagram page and click the link in the profile, not only do you get this link, you get the link to the free coloring book, you get the link to the free video, and you get a link to the YouTube page. Houston?
Okay, so that's so much, but go follow. And then when you're following him, look at his followers list and follow me over there too. I'm excited, Felipe. They're asking for a part 2. I see Stephen Ng would like to come up on stage and share some of his own networking stories. I would love to do a part 2. I think we could do a different approach. Instead of how to, maybe we do the what not to's and some of the worst experiences of meeting somebody.
You know what? Let's do the what not to do in networking.
Yeah, because honestly, guys, we hear it all the time, and then we're sitting there and we're repeating the 5 things we're supposed to do, but there's a gap in between that, right? And what do you do with your hands, and how do you approach people, and who are you looking at, and how are you standing?
I got it. You know what? It's what's your networking nightmare story that you learned the most from?
That's a workable title. We can work on that.
It's a good title. It doesn't workable. Thanks.
It's a very long title. Whatever. We'll get there. Networking nightmares. Tell your tale. Something punchy.
All right. Well, listen, thank you all for joining us for today. We hope that you all have a great rest of your Sunday. We hope that you found some value in this. Share in the chat what was your biggest takeaway, and thank you all for just being so supportive of this. We do this for you all. If you all weren't here, we would probably stop doing it, to be honest with you. So thank you, everyone. And Leslie, yes, we will get with you, Melissa and Omar, to schedule I don't know if it's gonna be a Family Feud Jeopardy battle, but we're gonna have a battle of live streams, or battle of LinkedIn live streams, or battle of LinkedIn top voices, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna battle.
Okay, I have to pick a little battle here. Rob Unger says that's too many plants, and I thought we were friends, Rob.
He wants you to send some to me.
No, listen, I have to tell you, I keep adding, and I'm going to have a greenhouse. It's happening. I want to work in it. I want an office full of plants outside in my backyard. That's not called
a greenhouse. That's called a plant hoarder.
Listen, I'm going to be a fairy in my retirement, and I'm going to have wings, and I already have my butterfly dress.
This way, nature is going to embrace you. Nature is going to embrace you because you're going to breathe in more oxygen than most people who breathe stale air. So it's a positive. And they do sense you.
Scientific fact. They do. Here, no, Felipe, listen, Joe's onto something. I was going to say it, and he knows it already. But it's a scientific fact that my plants can feel me when I get about 2 miles away from my house. When I'm sitting at the red light waiting to come home, they can tell I'm on my way.
I'm not exaggerating. It's just a big, beef her up. It was just basically, truly, actual factual experiences. I have family who do have actual, in a sense, not forced, but various species of plant life, flowers, and so forth, both in a solarium, garden, even for picking, for consuming, of actual herbs. And actually, believe it or not, is extremely grounding, very helpful, and healthy. So there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to be a fairy farmer.
Joe. Appreciate
That's
it.
My goal.
I'm going to move you in the green room because we are trying to end the show. So with all due respect, definitely.
Don't worry. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And Houston, I want my plan. Give me my plan.
I'll get you a plan. Okay, that is on my to-do list. It's on a short list. You do have to remind me, but it'll be next weekend for sure because this one is taken. But guys, live in your passions. It definitely is a bunch of babies, by the way, Rob. They're not all huge. They are growing, but I have an intention to go to a farmer's market. I want to get out in my community and do that.
That's a good idea.
Long-term goal, really.
Have a farmer
Sorry?
market table of plants to sell.
Yeah, no, for sure. I've already been talking to people. There's a farm here that's building a little nook in their one of their barns where they're going to let small entrepreneurs like myself with their goods and plants go just set up a display and leave a little tin, lockable box, whatever. And they'll have it on camera and they'll just let people come and set up a little booth for free. And so I thought that was super cool of her, just to bring people to their wedding venue because she has this huge place where she hosts events. And guys, again, another way to network. I will let you use my barn I'm not using to sell your plants to people who want to have plants at their wedding. It's the easy overlap, right?
Well,
but genuinely, I do feel better when I play in my plants. There's something special for me, like playing in the soil and splitting them up. I give them to my team. I love to give my plants to new people who join Cycle Gear. It's just something cute, and I hope that they like take care of it, and I watch them grow, and they come back and show me that it's grown. I'm a nerd. But I will get it to you. I promise. I will get you something, and it might be bigger just so it survives.
I just happy to get it. I have two questions for you. One, when your plants sense you coming, do any of them talk to you? Do they say, "Feed me, Seymour, feed"?
Oh, I'm trying for that. Actually, so really nerdy fact about me, Felipe, that I may not have told you.
Sorry.
Hold on. Let me answer. Wasn't the biggest fan of Little Shop of Horrors. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but Addams Family and Morticia had her own pets, right, in her greenhouse or dark house or whatever you would have called it. And so I've actually started implementing the darker plants, like these purple green plants that are super velvety and luscious. Getting some prickly, scary looking things. I promised my daughter we would try to do this gothic garden for her before she moves out because she's kind of into the darker looks. And so I don't know. I think it's cool, and I blame Morticia Addams 100%.
Morticia Addams, no doubt. Yeah.
And I love the chiropractor. I told them the reason I wanted to come to the chiropractor was the torture wheel Morticia had. I always wanted to be stretched out and just have every like body part pop. And that's just the arthritis speaking. But yeah, the whole Addams Family vibe was my vibe.
If you do that, can I be the one that cranks the wheel and keeps on cranking even though you say stop?
Listen, if we can get NBC to broadcast this, sure. Put a couple zeros behind that 1 or 2 or 5 or 9 or whatever. Let's do it.
Crazy shows where you eat dangerous stuff, you do dangerous tricks.
Hey, Fear Factor was cool. I would never. That's where Joe Rogan started for all the fans, guys. But listen, I gotta say,
Factor LinkedIn show and
no, I don't want to eat.
No, I just want to like.
Can I just host it? Can I just be
because you would take great pleasure in torturing me. The point is,
it sounds like you want to torture people, Felipe. Guys, pull the audience right now. Who sounds more torturistic? I want to be popped. I just want my bones to have some relief. And you're like, can I torture you? Can I run the wheel?
You're not.
Sure. And then you're like, hey, we should eat bugs. No, thank you. No, you're a poor sport. I'm like, no, I'm not. You eat the freaking roaches or whatever it is you want to do.
All right.
I do have to say, though, we could have some fun. We could do something. I would like to do like a taste testing event, but I think we should do it with somebody who's
do a hot wings challenge lot.
But you've done that.
You can do it again in a different format.
Womp womp.
Oh God. All right, whatever. All right, so she thinks about what she wants to do and changes her mind and comes back again. We'll figure it out. But I think part 2, we do agree on part 2 of networking, the do's and especially the don'ts.
Meryl just gave me a whole soundtrack to your whining.
I want my MTV. All right. So, anyways, Meryl, love you, man. You're awesome. And
you got him to sing. Simon Cowell was just singing on his own show.
If you watched the live stream, I had enough wine in me that I ended up singing. Yeah.
Oh, God. Did you really? Guys, why don't you tag me in these moments? If you don't see me when he's making a fool of himself, how are we even friends if you're not tagging me? Kenneth. Kenny.
See, that is the one that you have to search 2 hours of video to find me singing for about 30 seconds. So have fun.
You know what's great is if I drop that link. I can ask AI to
All right,
pinpoint
don't
it for me.
help people, Houston, or else I'll start targeting you.
Did you hear him screech?
Good
guys?
Lord. All right. Anyway,
Hey, you're the AI guru. You didn't know, or you didn't want them to know?
I was just sharing, and I spoke before I thought.
Flabbergasted. I love when you end the show flabbergasted.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so
Kenneth, I hope you were entertained, friend. I feel like I won
follow
this
me
round.
on YouTube, y'all.
Sure.
I'd love to see y'all follow the Workplace Wellness Hour, the Careers Casting Coaching, Future Ready Voices, and Social Saturday Chat. Follow her page for her Saturday show, Coffee Chats with Melissa. And with that, we look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks, right, Melissa?
Yeah, that's it, buddy. No, guys, we really appreciate everything. I hope you understand that this show right here, everything you just experienced, every bit of the conversation that was had started because of networking.
Yep.
That's it. We were on this platform doing it. And we were doing it from our pajamas sometimes. We were doing it on camera, off camera, in audio call, like events, in audio rooms. And then we get on a Zoom and we do all that. And we did it our way. Some of us would just like post something and we'd all jump on the same post for a minute and we'd all be friends that way. There is no wrong answer. Think about the best way you met friends as a kid and try to do that as a grown-up. Think of the coffee shop as the swing set and just have the conversation you would have had. I am notorious for saying, I love your shirt. I love your skirt. Oh my gosh, what coffee did you get? Mine's not going to look that pretty. And they giggle. Right? It's simple to open conversation if you're not scared to make a fool of yourself. And I'll be honest, I always make a fool of myself when I get too intimidated or nervous to have the conversation because I'm freaking Melissa Houston on LinkedIn. I do coffee chats. I teach people to network. So why would I be intimidated to go, I like your shoes? Hey, that looks like a good book. Is it? Are you enjoying it? Ask the questions, guys. Have some fun with it. Come back in 2 weeks and tell us how it goes. Was it a nightmare? Networking nightmares, the do's and the don'ts. I think that's the title.
All right. Well,
anyway, guys, go have some fun
and be safe, everyone. Have fun, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Adios, everyone.
Bye.
In the morning light, I'm chasing dreams, navigating through the office streams. Deadlines looming, emails piling high, wondering if I'm reaching for the sky or just passing by. The world outside, it's a swirling storm, chaos in the streets, a daily norm. But inside my mind, I'm seeking peace, a way to balance, a moment to seize. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Upon meetings, voices in my head, strategies and plans, where do they lead instead? I take a breath, step back to see the bigger picture, what's meant to be. Coaching sessions, a guiding light, helping me focus, setting things right. With every word, a new perspective gained. In the game of life, it's not about the pain. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world and find our place. Quiet moments, I find my voice. In the chaos, I make my choice to lead with kindness, to act with care, to be the change, to show I'm aware. Careers, chaos, and coaching too. Finding the path, what else can we do? Observing closely, learning as we go. Making decisions, let our wisdom show. Through the storms and the calm, we'll find our way. With every challenge, we'll learn to say, we've got the strength, we've got the grace to face the world